Disclaimer, this is probably one of the most sloppy games I've ever played in any official tournament ever, because the beginning is just utter shit. Hey guys, PDC here, back again. We're going to be doing a SPL Week 2 commentary this time. This is versus my friend Pridy for Week 2. We're using, oddly enough, kind of similar teams. I mean, we really are when you think about it. We have a Metagross, we have a Keldeo, we have a ground type that sets up Stealth Rock, we have an electric type, both of a Clefable, and we also have a special sweeper, because that is actually Life Orb Tornadus he is using. But yeah, I decided to go with a different type of team this week. This is actually DexZ's team. He built it, I think, about a couple weeks ago, and he thought that it would be really good to use against Pridy, and, well, it was. That's all to say. It's much different than what I usually use, although, you know, if you usually know who I am or the type of player I am, you know that I usually fall back on balanced type teams, but this is much more offensive. It has stuff like Gengar, Raikou, Metagross, and, stuff like Garchomp, although Garchomp is a bit deceiving. Basically, I gotta say, this is a pretty cool game, although it was a little hacksy, and I did get kind of lucky, but then again, it might have been just a misplay on his part, which allowed me to get lucky. But anyway, we're just gonna go ahead and start this game out right now. I'm gonna go ahead and leave my Garchomp. My Garchomp is, admittedly, it's kind of strange. Like, this is a weird Garchomp. I go ahead and set up my Stealth Rocks right away as I realize he has no way to remove them, and he goes for the Will-O-Wisp. Now, the Will-O-Wisp is going to burn my Garchomp, which, you know, is annoying, but honestly, having Stealth Rocks on the side of the field for a burn, it's a fair trade. Now, this Garchomp actually has Toxic as he goes for the Volt Switch. It would have been really nice if I managed to hit that there, but I didn't, which kind of was, it kind of sucked, honestly. Now, I decided just to go for a Toxic again, and he actually brings out his Tornadus Therian. I'm not sure what he was expecting there. I mean, maybe he was expecting me to go out to, like, my... I don't know what he was expecting there. That's really all I have to say. I don't know what that play was, that he allowed his Tornadus C to get Toxic so early, but he did. I go ahead and go to, I mean, he goes out to his Clefable, and I just go for the Fire Blast. I'm pretty sure everyone is going like, wait a minute, Toxic, Fire Blast, Stealth Rock, Garchomp? What the hell type of set is this? Is this a Garchomp that gets walled by Latios? Now, I go ahead and I switch out to my Gengar here on his Clefable. He expects me to go to my Metagross instead, I suppose, and then he goes into his Rotom Wash. Maybe he could have gotten the rocks up there if he, maybe he was just a fail-safe, I don't know. I just go back to my Garchomp here, since I really don't need Garchomp that much. It's burnt and it's almost dead. It's not going to be walling his Metagross anytime soon. And he just goes for the Volt Switch. It's really, you know, him just trying to gain momentum at this point, but he can't gain that much momentum as rocks and hazards are not on my side of the field. I go for the Toxic, and I actually do manage to land it this time, and he manages to miss his Hydro Pump, which sucks for him, but I missed the Toxic, and Rotom Wash should already be Toxic, so... honestly, I really didn't feel that bad, although I did say sorry. I didn't really mean it there, but okay, you know, courteous, I guess. He goes into his Clefable here, and I just decided to go for the Fire Blast. Obviously, it's going to do 0 damage, and I realized, I just ran that through a quick calc, and I realized that he is Clefable that is specially invested, so it's one of those special defensive Combine Clefables meant to beat stuff like Greninja, or, you know, Rotom Wash easier, or special threats like Raikou and Manectric. I go into my Gengar here, and I just decide to hit him with the Sludge Wave. I probably could have went to my Metagross here, and I wouldn't have had to let Gengar get damage, but as you'll see, it actually really works out for me. Now, I go for the Sludge Wave because, obviously, that's how I'm going to beat this Clefable. I just keep going for it. There's really, I mean, I could have switched out to my Metagross here, but at this point, I figure, alright, whatever. There's really no point. He's obviously going to be losing this fight. And he goes for the Store Power, which does do quite a bit, but it doesn't kill me. Luckily, his Store Power is not strong enough to do that yet. I go for the Shadow Ball because in case he wants to pull some sort of fancy switch or whatever, which I doubted he was going to do, but I just did it just in case he wanted to go to a Powder there for some reason. And saves Clefable, which, you know, I guess it was just a failsafe in case. Now he goes to the Heat Wave here, and he misses. I guess he predicted me to go out to my Garchomp here, but I didn't, because I really wanted to have Garchomp just to take a Meteor Mash and Rocky Helmet the Metagross instead. But basically that's going to kill his Tornadus Therian because he went for the Heat Wave. I would have went for the knockoff because I thought that would have made more sense. Or, you know, the U-turn gaining momentum, but I don't know. It's really a whatever at this point. That did kind of suck, but I would have just went for the knockoff. I guess he didn't want to take any Rocky Helmet rough skin damage. But he's going to go ahead and bring out his Rotom Wash as I go out to my Keldeo on that turn. I switch up to my almost dead Garchomp, which at this point I figure, alright, I don't really want to bring in anything else. I'm just going to decide to sack this thing. I do go out to my Clefable here, though, just because I do want that 1% Garchomp left. I thought he might have went for the Hydro Pump there, but he didn't, predicting me to go out to my Garchomp. I go to my Clefable here as he goes into a switch from his Keldeo. I'm not sure why. I guess he was predicting me to sacrifice it so we'd have a Keldeo in, but even then, that didn't make too much sense. But regardless, I'm just going to go ahead and hit him with a Moonblast here. There's no reason for me to Calm Mind up yet, as he still has a Metagross in the wings, so he can always bring that out as a check. And getting a little damage on Metagross from Moonblast would be pretty cool. Now, I decided to go ahead and switch out and bring out my Keldeo here. Maybe get a Scald Burn or something like that. He goes ahead and sets up his rocks on my side of the field, which admittedly is annoying, but not many Pokemon on my team are really annoyed by rocks. And now Garchomp is really just purely a death fodder. Since it's not going to be able to get rid of the rocks on my team, it's just going to be there if I need to switch it in on something that, quick or something like that. I go ahead and I hit him with a Scald here. I do not get the burn. It doesn't really do much because this is actually a really, really light Keldeo. I'm running like 248 HP and basically like 8 special attack. This is a bulky sub Keldeo meant to beat stuff like Celebi and Ferrothorn as Gyro Balls do not break its sub. I just go ahead and hit him with a Secret Sword here, hoping to prevent him from subbing or something like that. I realized that I don't want my Keldeo to die from this thing, and it's really not worth it when I can just fodder this, and then I can go right back out to summon like my Raikou or my Clefable or something like that. So Garchomp is just going to go ahead and be the sacrifice in this turn. He's going to go ahead and Secret Sword, obviously going to do nothing because I don't have anything on the field. And right here, I decide to go to my Raikou, my Remain in Light. Now, maybe he predicted me to go for an HP Ice here or something, but he just decides to sacrifice his Keldeo, which I guess his Keldeo really didn't do much anyway at this point in the game. He didn't want to switch in his Hippowdon in case I did HP Ice, so sacking Keldeo there was probably the best move he had to do. He goes into his Metagross now, and I just decided to go for the T-Bolt since I don't really need Raikou anymore, and I want to get as much damage on this Metagross as possible. Now, I could have ended the game a lot earlier. Well, actually, no, I couldn't have. Never mind that statement. But I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Thunderbolt again here. I could have HP Iced. Honestly, if I did, I think that would have worked out better for me. I wish he actually killed me with Zen Headbutt, because the game would have been over just a couple of turns earlier if he did. But sadly, he doesn't, which that may seem strange, but you'll see what I mean. I decided to bring out my Keldeo on his Hippowdon, as I can't really bring out my Metagross or my Clefable because it's just going to be a free switch into his own Metagross. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit him with a Scald here. He brings out his Rotom Wash, which with the Sand plus the Toxic damage and the Rocks damage, he's not really going to be in that healthy of a position when he switches back in. He's going to be basically dead, but not like it's really going to matter. This just means that Metagross also has a chance to break through his Rotom Wash in case it needs to, but it's really not going to be able to end that way. I decided to go for the sub here because the Volt Switch, I knew that this was going to force him to go out to his Metagross. And that way, I could pursue it with my own Metagross. That's what I mean. If I managed to let my Raikou die to that Metagross earlier, then I could have pursued it earlier, and the game would have been over earlier. But I really am not really in any bad position here, as long as he's not Earthquake, which he probably isn't, as he probably would have Earthquaked the Raikou if he was Earthquake. So I'm pretty sure I can just bring my own Metagross in relatively safely. I'm not at risk of being 2 KO by anything, as Hammer Arm isn't going to do much to me, as it looks like he is lacking Earthquake. I go ahead and I hit him with the Pursuit, and that, my friends, is the game, as now Calm Mind Clefable will win. It will sweep Rotom Wash and its own Hippowdon. I don't need to risk anything. There's no point in that. I just go ahead and Meteor Mash him a few times. I'm just going to speed this up a fast since we all know what's going to happen. I bring out my Clefable and sweep. But with that, this is going to end my SPL Week 2 game for ORAS Overused. Like I said, I'm just going to speed this up since you guys know what's happening. The only way I can possibly choke this is if he crits me like 3 times and I don't recover on a key turn. I go ahead and I calm mind up a couple times. I do want to manage to kill these things as fast as possible. Make sure I do get the 100% managed kill on his Rotom Wash. Now, he's going to go ahead and just try an Earthquake Knee, fishing for crits, as that's the only thing he can do at this point. There's really nothing else that he is capable of at this point. I go ahead and I hit him with a Moonblast, and the Hippowdon goes down. He brings out his Rotom Wash. His last chance is some sort of incredibly strong Hydro Pump crit, but it does not happen, and his Rotom Wash faints. And that, my friends, is the game for Week 2, which I won with a little bit of help of hacks. Admittedly, the hacks was really helpful for me. Especially with the Heat Wave miss, that really was pretty bad for him. Although then again, I think Knockoff probably would have just been able to avoid that situation altogether. But regardless, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the battle. I'll admit this was a pretty shitty game for me, especially in the early game where I didn't really make any plays. I played far too passive for someone like Pridy. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, and my ulti matches and my week 3 of SPL are going to come very soon. I'll upload them. I'll make sure I do on this channel. Eventually, I'll get to it. I promise. Because I actually haven't uploaded anything in the past couple of days. I need to also get back on that Road to #1 series. I probably will post a video from that in a couple days. I'm putting it on hold for as of now, as I want to focus more on my tournaments and stuff like SPL. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.